Is it a good time to buy into CONY now? Looks like it might be sitting on a support. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Hello my friends, this is Legend. Now I know CONY is in Group C and this is Group A's payout, but I noticed this and I just kind of wanted to get this out to everybody. And of course this is not financial advice, and the market of course can change at any time, but just kind of looking at the technicals here, and I kind of wanted to show you what I'm noticing. So it looks like CONY itself might be sitting on a support. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So if I go in here and I can draw a line here, and I'm just going to put it about right there, and I'm going to change that color, make it purple, just so it's a different color than the other ones. And I'm going to turn off my moving average. So as you can see here, this purple line being a support, okay, meaning that the price or the candle doesn't want to necessarily go down below it, right? It wants to hit it and bounce off. And you can see it happened actually right over here. Over here at $11.24, $11.24, it bounced off of it and it started moving back up. Right here it kind of come down a little bit, didn't quite get down to that same low spot. But again, like I said, it started going up and now it's starting to come back down. Looks like it got really close right here and bounced off of it. And now we are there again. We are right there at that roughly low spot. So what I'm looking at is if this is a support, it might be a good buy point. But let's just check it out a little bit further, because if you remember, I've also done some videos talking about the RSI2 and the Bollinger Band. Now currently my graph here is on actual, so this is the actual moving price. So the actual moving price here for the low in this chart and the screen that we can see is $11.24, and that's the low. This right here, this today, looks like it got as low as $11.31. So it got down really close to hitting that same low spot, but then came up a little bit. And what I mean by came up a little bit, because if I zoom on in here, you'll be able to see that that candle's got a little bit of a wick on the bottom. So it did get down here, but then come back up and it closed. Now it still closed red, so it's still closed on the downside, and you can see it's still going down, but that price right here, and let me go ahead and make this actually at $11.24, just so that it matches up exactly to what that candle was over there. Now this one has $11.31 as low as it went. But again, if that's a support, this could be a good buy point. Now, also, I like to look at the Bollinger Band and the RSI2. But anytime I'm looking at my indicators, I switch my graph over to the adjusted versus the actual. So right now, as you can see up here, this says actual. So this is the actual moving price. And this is good for whenever you're looking for supports, resistances, and just the overall price itself. But if you're looking for any kind of indicators, it may behoove you to actually use the adjusted chart. So let's switch this over to the adjusted chart. And it's a quick little change right here on the chart settings. Under the y-axis for axis here, we changed it from actual to adjusted. Hit the done, and there we go. So now, as you can see up here, it says adjusted. So now you can see, here's the Bollinger Band. There's the upper, there's the middle is the blue line, and the lower is the yellow line. That purple line is from the previous chart that we had. It doesn't necessarily hold true for the adjusted chart, but it is a true line for the actual price. For this one here, we will just erase this line because we were just looking to see that support. If that is indeed an actual support on the actual movement of the stock, that might be something we want to really pay attention to. Now, the adjusted will show quite different. I mean, it shows that way down here and way up here. Even here it shows a low of about, what is it, $8.55. But we know the price didn't get that low itself. This is the adjusted. This moves because you get paid the distribution, and all of the chart and graphs and candles previous to that distribution gets shifted by that amount. And all that does is that just helps to give more of the investor and price behavior of the actual stock itself. So anyway, we'll look at the Bollinger Band here, and I like it at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It definitely want it below the mid, and it's definitely below the mid, and it's actually sitting on the bottom of that Bollinger Band. So there's number one. That's a good one. The RSI2 is this yellow line. Now this yellow line here is sitting at 13.79. Now I prefer it to be under 10, and I'm not saying that it won't get below 10 tomorrow, but it may not. There's no telling, right? Sometimes when it just gets close enough, maybe you just go ahead and take the chance that that might be the low, because it's sitting at that bottom of that Bollinger Band here, and it is very close to the bottom or below that 10, and it may not quite get there. And you can still, if you're playing hard fast on the rules, then you're going to wait. But sometimes it's a gray area. So for right now, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, that's pretty close. And you can see it starting to curl, right? Not meaning that it's actually going to turn around and go up. It could curl and then go on back down. There's no telling. Same way with the price, right? Same with the price. So all we're looking for here is it a good buy time? I'm seeing bottom of the Bollinger Band. I'm seeing the RSI2 being very low, therefore oversold, and plus being off of that support as we saw on the actual graph. It's at the bottom there, so that's a nice hard support because the price itself hasn't been that low. And again, that doesn't mean that it can't go lower. It just means that seems to be a pretty strong support. And anytime that you're really looking to get into a stock and everything, you're not going to find anything that's going to give you 100% for sure guarantee it's going to do what you want it to do. Because if you've got into any stock before, I'm sure you have bought, and as soon as you bought it, it dropped, right? Or you sold it, and as soon as you sold it, it shot up. We've all been there. We've all done it. But if you use the charts to help you to give you a little bit of an edge, then that's about all you can do. But definitely make sure that you're not over leveraging yourself, putting too much into a stock, and putting yourself in a situation where if you would happen to lose it, it's going to affect your life. So you don't ever want to over leverage yourself or put your life savings in on something, right? Always do your own due diligence, and also make sure that you position size correctly. You don't want to have too much of your portfolio into one stock. You definitely want to have a good foundation, and I use VOO personally as a good foundation. But, there's other ones out there that I'm also looking at and also invested in as well. But when I see these indicators here, and I'm seeing CONY hitting that support, I see it at the bottom of that Bollinger Band, and I see it close to the bottom of the RSI2. I don't know about you, but that looks very interesting to me. I might have to take a look a little bit further into that in the morning. And if it's still down low, I might just have to buy a few shares, or maybe I sell a put. Maybe I just sell a put right there, maybe at $11 put. And that's kind of interesting. Let's just take a glance at what the options are paying. And of course, this is after hours. So the numbers will probably be slightly skewed. But if we look at that March the 21st, $11 put, and that's close to the money, right? That's close to the money with $11.59. But if we're saying that that's a good strong support and we're going to go with that, we can get paid $62 right here to sell a put on CONY at $11 for an expiration of March the 21st. And if you want to be a little safer, you could sell a $10 put for the same date and earn $28. Not too bad. That's another good option, no pun intended, to use to gain a little extra money and also possibly get you in at a good price point on CONY. So anyway, what do you think here? Do you think I'm a little off on this one? Do you think it's actually a good strong support for CONY here? Because it looks like a pretty good support to me. That looks like a pretty good support to me, because if I scroll all the way out, you can see it bounced right off of it, and it's bouncing off. And let's just see, does it bounce off or does it break through and continue going down? Who knows? Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video as it helps my channel out. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, legend out.